A beautiful morning to you. This is Housing Development, a program that answers all your questions on housing matters. As always, I am your housing diva, Flora Annie. Coming up on the program, we'll look at Copen Real Estate Scam with Dr. Aliyu Wammako, the President of Real Estate Developers Association of Nigeria. Plus, Nigerians narrate their experience on real estate scam on Voices on the Street. This and more will be coming up right after we see the trending news in the housing sector.
The conversation about affordable housing gained some attention within the political space last weekend. Speaking at a fundraising dinner organized for him and his running mate, Caleb Mutfwang, Plateau State's governorship candidate of the People's Democratic Party in the 2023 general election, restated his commitment to provision of affordable houses if elected governor. While acknowledging that decent, affordable shelter is a necessity and not luxury, the candidate said he intends to liaise with all critical stakeholders in the built environment, including developers. He added that the government, under his leadership, would explore initiatives like public-private partnership, as well as build, operate, and own. Civil servants in particular, he noted, would be accorded extended period to ensure ease of payments on the houses that would be allocated to them. As adverse weather conditions and climate-related emergencies reduce and degrade affordable housing stock across continents, members of the African Union for Housing Finance (AUHF) are seeking resilient, safe, and adequate housing to improve quality of life of households and reduce environmental impact in the residential construction industry. They called on governments at the regional, national, state, and local levels to actively create an enabling environment that encourages the development of resilient and environmentally friendly cities, neighborhoods, and homes. AUHF also urged governments to enforce the shift towards adopting more sustainable and environmentally friendly housing construction, servicing, and maintenance practices, especially in government buildings and other infrastructure. The Lagos State government has warned residents against unapproved variation of homes. The Director, Public Affairs, Ministry of Housing, Adeola Salako, in a statement, quoted the Permanent Secretary, Ministry of Housing in the state, Kamara Olowoshago, to have observed that there were various contraventions by residents of Abraham Adesanya Estates, Aja, particularly in alteration of homes without due approval from the Ministry of Housing. He promised that all the anomalies by both partners and residents would be analyzed and resolved in the best way possible, noting that all stakeholders should do their best to justify the huge confidence reposed in them by the state government and supports its various initiatives in solving the accommodation challenges of the citizens of the states. The Housing Development Advocacy Network, a non-governmental organization, has called on the Minister of the Federal Capital Territory Administration to declare a state of emergency on land racketeering in the FCT. The Chief Executive Officer of the organization, Barrister Festus Adebayo, made this call yesterday during an interview with the Leadership newspaper correspondent in Abuja. Barrister Adebayo noted that there is increasing level of land racketeering within the FCT, adding that the call became necessary in order to draw attention of those in charge of the administration of the FCT to this menace and avert possible loss of investors' interests. He, however, noted that the presence of fake developers does not in any way negate the reality that there are genuine existing and potential investors all over the federal capital.
full details of the headline news and more on www.africanhousingnews.com. Moving on, now let's face it, the rental world is not immune to scammers. In fact, you might have had your own experience with a rental scam or heard stories from friends, families, and co-workers about theirs. Share your experience with us on our social media handles displayed on your TV screen. Let's watch as some Nigerians narrate their experience.
17th of November, I found out that after getting a land in Federal House in Lubwe, they said it has an AMAC paper. But all of a sudden, at the end of the day, I was informed that it's no longer AMAC, it's FHA. And today, I'm no longer in custody of that land. I've lost the land because they say it's not AMAC land, it's FHA. But I don't know the difference between AMAC and FHA. Let there be a clarification on all this different burden of acquiring landed property. So if the government or government of Abuja or Nigeria can be able to differentiate between AMAC and FHA land or C of O, or you know.
When you are looking at fraud in real estate, the foundation of that fraud, the governments, they are the architects of this fraud. But the society and the government has failed the people where the government have collided, you know, in agreements to build houses that the masses cannot afford. And they will now end up selling it back to themselves. You see, where is our mortgage, federal mortgage systems? To me, I feel the first thing the government should do is to first of all know those who are into real estate business in Nigeria and in Abuja in particular. Let us have a database of these real estate personnel registered with us. Apart from registered with CAC, government should establish maybe an agency solely responsible for housing management in Nigeria.
One of the things that causes all this fraud in the country is because of the system of the country does not work. Somebody do a fraud and is being allowed to get away with it. And that's why you discover that there are a lot of people that are scammers. They go into a business that they are really there to sap money from people. And another thing that people do subscribe from things, that is they try to look for things that they will get it easy without really going through the strenuous of finding out the genuineness of what they are really entering into. Whenever you want to subscribe for any site in town, you try to do a background search to be sure that that thing you are subscribing for is genuine before you do subscribe on it.
It's something that the government should step into at this point in time, because why? Some of these developers are the source of this fraud we are talking about, because some of this is because the government have failed to take the responsibility what they are supposed to make provision for the citizen. As a government, there's a requirement from the citizen, from the government, what they need to have. In as much you are paying your dues, your tax and all that. So it's the responsibility of the government to make provision for housing for the citizens.
I think people should be more careful, because a lot of people go walk around claiming to be agents, whereas they are just scammers. So before anyone pays, gives money to an agent, I think you should verify. Agents, real estate agents, always have something to recognize them to be an agent. Maybe a tag. Yeah, a tag, or better still, their real estate firm. Real estate firm has their legal emblem, legal logo. So when you don't see, if a client don't see that logo in whoever claims to be an agent, it's risky giving the money to that person.
Voices on the street there. Everyone has a tale to tell when it comes to real estate and rental scam. But then, how do we curb fraud cases in real estate? Dr. Aliyu Wammako, the president of Real Estate Developers Association of Nigeria, will speak on this.
Nigeria has spent decades and billions of naira grappling with fraud and all kinds of malpractice. Sadly, the real estate sector is not an exception. Not only are practitioners in the sector continually inundated with complaints of unethical practices in the real estate space, but there have been cases of outright criminality perpetrated by rogue elements in the guise of being property developers and real estate agents. Speaking exclusively to Housing Development, President of Real Estate Developers Association of Nigeria, REDAN, Dr. Aliyu Wammako, acknowledges the problem and the Herculean task of addressing it.
We have observed this and we have made tremendous effort to see that at least we flush out the bad eggs in the industry. First, we know if you look at your hands, they are not equal. And this is a self-regulatory association, which is voluntarily being joined by members. So we have, a Herculean task on that issue because it is voluntary to join REDAN as a real estate mogul. But we call on the government first and foremost and say, look, there must be a regulatory institutions for this kind of body, because everywhere globally, construction industry, they have a law that is binding on them everywhere you go. It is only in Nigeria who doesn't have this. And based on this one, when I came into office, I initiated a REDAN bill.
On efforts made to check these unscrupulous entities and their activities, Dr. Wammako says REDAN, under his leadership, has advanced a bill to the National Assembly in light of this challenge,
which I presented to the 9th Senate, and it was passed. It is now at the House of Representatives for concurrence. Some of the bad eggs do follow this bill even at the House of Representatives to see that it will not see the light of the day. Because what we are trying to do is to adhere to our code of conduct, that at least there shall be transparency, the business of real estate shall be off of any kind of money laundering and the rest of it, which I believe it is a good omen for the government and the regulatory institutions. I also initiated a seal, which has seen the light of the day. Every developer today has a seal with his company name, and it has a mercury number in that seal, which will be easily identified. And we advise all our members, any letter we are writing out, or any deal of assignment, or whatever we are signing, there should be that seal, so that to differentiate us from quacks.
The REDAN president also stated that members of the public, particularly those who seek property to rent or purchase, have a responsibility to carry out due diligence.
I have made it clear to everybody who is willing to do any business with a real estate developer, he shall make a background check with REDAN. We have issued out a lot of pamphlets to enlighten people to understand this. And we have not hidden. Our office is there. Everybody knows about REDAN. We have been doing a magazine to enlighten people about what she shall do in respect of when you want to buy property. Don't attend anybody who is not a REDAN member, because he may dupe you and eventually you may end up in court with him. But if he's a REDAN member, we will confile him as members, self-regulatory institutions. He signed and agreed with the code of conduct of REDAN to make sure that whatever he did, it has now backfired on him, and he must pay for that. Otherwise, we will have a way to sanction him.
Dr. Wammako used the medium to call on government to prioritize affordable housing and ensure a shift in policy in the sector going forward.
There should be a policy shift in the aspect of provision of affordable houses to Nigerians. We have been calling on the federal government to recapitalize the Federal Mortgage Bank. Federal Mortgage Bank, as of today, they were the only affects institutions that guarantees a citizen to have a house and pay in a period of time 15 to 25 years. So we are looking at a government to make a policy to shift from the present policy of providing affordable houses to Nigerians. There should be private sector driven. If the government want to make any meaningful achievement in the aspect of providing houses, it should be private sector driven. Globally, it's like that everywhere. And we are expecting the government shall make a policy that all the budgeted money for government at all levels should be channeled to the private developers, to the private sector at a single-digit interest.
Whether you're renting or buying, real estate can be a tricky business. And in today's technology-saturated world, scams seem to thrive in real estate market. Rental scams are executed by criminals in a variety of ways, but the goal is the same: milk potential tenants out of as much money as possible. With myriad of sketchy scams awaiting eager buyers and renters, it's important to always be vigilant. Exercising skepticism and avoiding suspiciously attractive offers is a great place to start. Let's go for a short break. I'll be back. Welcome back. You're watching Housing Development. The Federal Mortgage Bank of Nigeria has commissioned Workers' Village in Abakaliki, Ebonyi State, developed by Copen Group. The commissioning was done by His Excellency David Umahi, the Executive Governor of Ebonyi State. Copen Group, the developer of Workers' Village in Abakaliki, has remained consistent in completing projects within time limit given for it. Now here is the report.
Our commitment to God in God's word in Psalm 15 verse 4 has led us to complete projects even at a loss like this one because of our faith in Him. Indeed, it's all about God Almighty perpetually, and to Him alone be all the glory, honor and adoration. Once more, I welcome you all. Thank you all for your attention, and God's future grace always to us.
Your Excellency, you are invited to note that under this phase, 90 housing units have been completed and will be commissioned today.
Copen, you are just too much, and I like when people work with the fear of God. But what you put in is what you harvest. People don't take attention to things that concerns the poor man, the public. You know, they take care of themselves. Because I used to ask people, you need to know a man. You check the project he has built for the public, and you check the project he has built for himself. If there is a difference, that person will not go to heaven. That is the truth. So, religion should be in the heart. We have to demonstrate it. And that's what the MD of Copen Nigeria Limited has done. The one being done in Ugur, unfortunately, is also done by a son of son. And when you go there, I'm happy the ED says is going there. You'll be very sorry for us. Today we have a population of that university about 3,000. So there is a housing problem, which was the reason for that project. I believe strongly that you do something. Just, compare the thing by bringing Copen, into the place. Then solution will come. Look at concrete road. I was in a Festival Center, owned by federal government, and I saw concrete road. I came here, I saw concrete road. Concrete road is the answer to our problem Southeast. This is a very decent job. Guys, let us know what we can do to support this estate. You can see the road there, no matter how tough it is, it could be done. You can give it to Copen, we pay him to do it. Copen, you can do it for us. So if you measure it, you can give it to Chairman, and they will be able to fund it. The Bible said to he that, has, you will be given. But that person, one call, another the thing. Not so. Whatever that they will want to make life very good here, we'll be willing. I love when people are happy. I love when people are comfortable. And we can make this world a better place to live. If you live in happiness and I live in happiness, then nobody will carry God. Nobody will begrudge the other person. And this is just the starting point.
Copen Group, building lives and structures.
I am Dr. Sam Egu, Senate Committee Chairman on Housing. Keep watching Housing Development Program.
Welcome back. The program is Housing Development. For that luxury yet affordable house, Urban Shelter Limited has got you covered. Let's have a look at the Kiami Estate developed by Urban Shelter Limited, located at Dawaki in the Federal Capital Territory.
Urban Shelter Kiami Estate provides a serene and conducive environment for residents, surrounded by hills, creating a beautiful scenery, bringing about aesthetics. Sitting on a 10-hectare land housing, 1-bedroom detached apartment, 1-bedroom block of flats, 2 bedrooms block of flats, 2-bedroom semi-detached, 3-bedroom semi-detached, and 3-bedroom detached houses. The project manager, Cletus Onya, analyzed in brief what the Urban Shelter Kiami Estate would entail, adding that it will be a built-in estate, as literally everything will be located in the estate for ease and comfortability of its residents.
This project is one of the key projects that carried a lot of things. Like in our new project, we normally include swimming pool, worship centers, and shopping mall. You cannot go outside and buy anything. Everything is inside, inclusive on this estate.
In an interview with the assistant project manager, Hibatullah Salako, he stated the kinds of buildings provided in Urban Shelter Kiami Estate, adding that the landscape gives the estate its unique qualities.
Urban Shelter Kiami Estate. It's sitting on a 10-hectare land with amazing building types. We have 1-bedroom detached. We have 1-bedroom block of flat. We have 2-bedroom block of flat, and we also have 2-bedroom semi-detached duplex, which I believe is a very unique thing to be done, because it's not very usual for you to have 2-bedroom semi-detached duplexes in estates. We also have 3-bedroom semi-detached duplex, and we have 3-bedroom detached duplexes also.
He further specified the proximity and accessibility of the estate to the airport, road, and other basic infrastructures, adding that Urban Shelter will provide site and also services to its occupants.
This particular site is very, very unique in the sense that it has beautiful landmarks around it. We have the Goodluck Jonathan Farm directly opposite the farm. We have the airport just 10 minutes away. We have the train station just 15 minutes away. We have the immigration estate along the road coming here. We have the road connecting directly to the Idu train station also. So these are some of the great things about the estate. The site basically is divided into 3 clusters. We have clusters A, B, and C. Cluster A consists of basically the block of flat, which we have 2-bedroom and 1-bedroom block of flat. And cluster B consists of the foundations, which is the 3-bedroom semi-detached foundation, 3-bedroom detached foundation, and also the 2-bedroom semi-detached duplex foundation. And cluster C is basically into plots.
Urban Shelter Kiami Estate is indeed providing not just homes for the Nigerian, but also providing quality homes with aesthetics.
Everyone has a basic human right to a decent and affordable home. Family needs to be able to access homes that they can be proud of, neighborhoods that are safe and clean, and homes that are part of established communities with access to good basic amenities. Decent and genuinely affordable housing should not just be for the privilege of the luckiest people, but for something that everyone should have the opportunity to achieve. On that note, I say it's a wrap on today's edition of Housing Development. Keep it there same time next week. Connect with us on all our social media platforms via the link on your TV screen. I remain your housing diva, Flora Annie. See you soon.